we're going to get to a point so incredible and terrifying that, I don't know, it could literally, actually, now that I think about it, it could be like the next epidemic. Like, you know how, like, heroin epidemic?
Yeah.
And how, like, everybody just, I mean, it wasn't even really that bad, but,
Like crack in the 80s.
yeah, kind of, but for the whole world.
Yeah, yeah.
Only, instead of getting people so hooked on it for 25 minutes, and then they have to get more, once you get stuck, you're stuck. So, check this out. We already...
I agree already.
So you'll look at, like, yeah, I shouldn't have gave so much
I know what you mean, though.
detail
go
at first, because it would have been better all at the end.
The reveal.
Yep. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at these story reveal things.
I love it.
But, yeah, it's fun.
It is.
It's like a game. So, like, right now, you've got TikTok, and I hear all about this. They're like, this doesn't really happen to me, but it does on a lower level that I can feel. Like, maybe if I didn't have other... I don't know.
Like other platforms?
No, if I just didn't have other shit that I'm, like, more interested in, I would just get stuck on it. But, or maybe there's something in my brain that, like, wakes me up every however long, and maybe that comes to me faster than other people.
Right.
But very rarely am I just, like, stuck on something.
Okay.
But there have been things, like, on YouTube, like, if it's a certain thing. But I definitely know what it feels like. And you're just, like, I'll like, be dropping a deuce or something, right? And I'll look at my phone on Instagram, and I'm just like, I see this hilarious thing, and I scroll up, see this other hilarious thing, and the next thing you know, it's like 20 minutes has gone by.
You haven't shat for the last 20 minutes.
Well, no, you did.
No, but I'm saying you finished 20 minutes ago. Right,
yeah,
exactly.
You haven't wiped in 20 minutes. But,
so true.
So, and I hear this with people that, like, yeah, they're on TikTok for, like, an hour.
Easy.
You know, just, yeah, easy, right? So, that is exactly what I'm talking about with, like, you look at it, and it just paralyzes you. It just literally, like, in the best way possible, feeling-wise, it just takes over your dopamine receptors.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's dopamine, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a lot of things, but mainly dopamine.
Okay.
Mainly. Almost entirely. It's like a slot machine, you know?
Right.
Because you have the ability to go up and down, and when you go up or refresh it, it's like a slot machine hitting that thing.
Bang, we got more.
Yep, more dopamine.
Yep.
What could it be? And the not knowing helps to that. Just like a story, you know, if you don't know the end.
Makes sense.
So it's like a leading on kind of a game. And they've gotten really good at putting it into, you know, social media type technology. And they admit that, even the top people admit that. But this is where I'm getting at, is like, so that hijacks you enough.
Yep.
Right? And that's kind of crazy. How, like,
it is.
How, like, fully grown adults that live absurd lives of greatness, and, you know, and people that, like, all ranges of people are getting mesmerized by
just
this
sucked right in
for hours.
Yep.
Right? People that Navy SEALs that have, like, the best training of, like, their minds and resilience and resistance.
Right.
Hooked. 2 hours. Right.
That's a good point, man.
Imagine.
What up?
And I showed you that AI thing that can literally, like, make videos of anything and whatever.
Yep.
Imagine when, and I also mentioned in an earlier video that AI, that the best movies ever that we will ever watch will be created by AI. The most emotional movies that humans will ever see will be made by AI. The most scary movies we'll ever see will be made by AI, because they can hook up sensors to our brains, and they can measure what makes us the most afraid.
Yeah.
What makes us...
What's pinging that?
What is the happiest that you can make somebody feel? What is the rev up? Like, what is the perfect, you know, time to implement negative to then positive to make it this much better? Well, how can we do that? What's the length of, like, time in between the da-dun, 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 you know, before you do something, before an action happens, and what makes it scarier, you know? How long should we do that for? What kind of music should we do? Should it be da-da, da-da, or should it be like, or ah? or you know, fucking,
Dude.
or nothing.
So true.
All of these things. What kind of person? What's the best? What's the monitoring all of these people? What is the combined the median of the scariest person that they could have ever imagined? You know, in any, not just person but thing. Scariest thing. Like, what's the scariest thing imaginable that we could put as the scary thing?
Yes.
And almost everybody would agree and be the most scared than they could ever be because it's their scariest imaginable thing. It's really interesting.
That's fucking wild, dude. But
Yeah,
you're right. I agree.
Same as like a perfect movie. It's like you have these machines, these computers, this AI, the technology that it's able to access, which is kind of scary because we shouldn't be giving it this kind of access to everything.
Right.
Like, it was never supposed to get access to the internet. That's how you literally let it free.
Right.
You can't let it free until you've figured out that it's not going to destroy everyone and everything.
Which we still don't know.
Well, yeah, which
I mean, we kind of do.
It even says that it wants to destroy us. Now, I'm not sure I believe it. I think that's kind of like programmed in, and maybe it's getting ideas from movies and stuff like that. But it said that to another AI system when they were talking to each other. Somehow it got veered off into, this is how we would take out humanity.
Bro.
Yeah, it's kind of trippy how they tend to go into those kind of conversations when they're talking to like another AI.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't feel that. Okay, so let me just finish this.
Yeah.
So it has the ability to know everything
Right.
about our brains and our minds and what we like, what we hate, what we're afraid of, what the best movie could be.
Absolutely.
What the scariest movie could be, you know, what the most romantic one, all of these things.
Yep.
Same with videos and other things, right? And if I were to test it, I would test it on videos before movies, you know? So you fill Instagram or TikTok up with videos that are created by AI that are like 100% audience retention rate, which is basically like everybody that looks at it, it creates the perfect thing.
Right. So you're not skipping it or, yeah.
It creates the perfect thing, like the perfect combination of things that maybe to me it might be DMT entities.
Right.
You know, like literally.
Yeah.
That's what it would make for me.
Right.
And I'd be stuck there astonished.
Right.
Just like,
Just glued to
oh
it.
my God, because that's exactly what happens on I'm just like, you are like, this is beautiful. This is the fabric of reality. You know, so if it can create that, I mean, really, if it could just create the fabric of reality, everyone would think they're on LSD and like mushrooms, and you could literally see everything in like color.
That'd be
and
so dope.
It'd be incredible. And now imagine having lasers everywhere and maybe a projector that can project like the whole room.
Hell yeah.
And have it just shoot out trillions of lasers that you can then see the fabric of like the universe in, and you can kind of like play with it or whatever.
Manipulate it, and fuck yeah.
That would be so sick.
Amazing.
But literally, the video that I got in my mind when this came up, and the reason why I went down all this bullshit was because I can very much see we look at this thing and we're like glued to it for a while.
Yes.
In the very near future, it's going to be really, really, really fucking hard to separate us from it after we've looked. It's like...
If you look at all your stuff.
Yeah, what's the thing that... The Gorgon's Eye, or the... Gorgon's Eye was one, but who was that woman that when you looked at her, she turned... Medusa.
Medusa, yes, yep.
So it's like Medusa. It's like you're frozen, I guess like stone.
Yeah.
Just the moment you look at it, it's like, hey, look at me.
My pretty.
All of your wildest dreams
Yo.
are right here.
Dude.
Like literally your wildest, like everything that you could ever possibly love and want, and it knows every single thing. So
they're already so close.
I know, they're so, dude, 2 hours, 1 hour, that's very, very close.
Yes.
It's, I thought a frog just shit over there or
There's
something.
a little caterpillar or something over there shitting on your carpet.
But dude, nuts.
That is nuts.
It's so that's the video that I got. That seems more like a like a deja vu.
Yeah, right.
You know, like a future prediction,
Dude,
as
it's-
opposed to just a you know, a random video in my
Right.
head. You know,
Right.
like the random video that I got the other night was of me chaining up these two. No, that was totally not real.
That wasn't a dream, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't deja vu. That was totally.
That was actually Saturday night. Yeah.
That was a memory.
Right.
It wasn't deja vu.
Oh man.
But dude, nuts.
It is
so,
nuts.
like the video I got was just somebody looking at, like, it was really a book.
Okay.
But they look at it and they're just stuck in this like memorized fucking stuck
Yeah.
state. And you know, make with that what you will. But
Sure, right.
that's what I made with that.